So we have multiple Splatfest events already confirmed for the fresh season. We have the musical Splatfest coming up with another regional Japanese theme too, and then of course we have the major Springfest event happening, which a lot of people are really excited about. And thankfully we can enjoy these Splatfests with some new features and content updates, as Nintendo has actually taken the time to adjust some things, as well as add in some new content for us to enjoy, and even a major new feature as well. So I'm going to be taking a look at all of the new Splatfest updates and features you should know about in the Fresh Season update to get ready for the upcoming Splatfest events. Leave a like if you're ready to check these updates out, and let's do this. The first item on this list will have a slight spoiler for Side Order. Thanks to the release of the Side Order DLC, we are now able to play in Incois Square for the very first time, which is incredibly exciting as it means we can also enjoy Splatfest here too, just like we can in Incois Plaza. That's right, we'll be able to see Pearl and Marina perform in Splatoon 3, completing all of the idols performing in this game, and even allowing us to revisit where the special Splatfest started back in Splatoon 2. This is definitely really exciting news. I can't wait to see if they do give Pearl and Marina some new music for us to enjoy. I'm sure they will do that just like they did with the Squid Sisters. That's something that is bound to happen surely. But just the fact that we'll be able to see them perform here and have another place to enjoy the Splatfest is really exciting. It adds a lot of variety to the game, as well as a lot of nostalgia too, of course. I'm also really hoping that we will get to see Perla and Marina dress up for the special Splatfest too. It did look like there might not be any special costumes for the upcoming Springfest, but I'm not so sure now. After all we saw was Shiva not in any special outfit, and that could have just been a really early version, as there were some other things in that image which did indicate that it was an early look at Springfest. So I do feel like Nintendo will give them special outfits too, which would be really exciting. After all, Callie and Marie have gotten them, so why not Pearl and Marina? It's only fair. We'll get to experience our very first Splatfest in Incois super soon, which is cool. Still a little bit of time to go until that Springfest event, but I'm eagerly awaiting it. It's going to be super exciting. Let me know in the comments section of the video if you've managed to unlock Incois Square yet. I'd love to know. A major new feature has also been added to Splatfest called Fizz Bangs. We will also get to enjoy this in the upcoming Splatfest. But this will be a permanent new addition going ahead. Nintendo has described exactly how the feature will work in their patch notes. They have said, players can now use new Fizz Bangs in Splatfest battles and Tricolor battles, so it's good to get confirmation that we will be able to use them in Tricolor matches too. Press the A button or the L button to throw a Fizz Bang. It will launch a firework where it lands to ink the ground and deal a small amount of damage to enemies. Fizz Bangs are acquired when landing on the stage from the spawner and when a player defeats an opponent. The number of Fizz Bangs acquired at these times increases as the time remaining in the battle gets lower. You can have up to 7 Fizz Bangs. So this feature is going to basically add a ton of chaos to these matches, which I think is something exciting. This is a really interesting variable and will actually encourage you defeating more players. Usually, the main objective is just to turf things with these Splatfests, and that is still, of course, really important. But now there will be more of a reason to actually go for the kills too when you're just in turf war, as racking up those Fizz Bangs could come in really handy. Now, of course, you are limited to only 7, so it's not like you can really go out there and farm a ton of them at once. It'll be interesting to see how exactly fast we do manage to get these. It'll be great when we actually get this first Splatfest coming up and we can kind of experiment with how it works. I was honestly really surprised to see Nintendo add a major new feature to Splatfest this late on into the game. At first I thought it was going to be a new mode for the game. That's certainly what the trailer kind of made it look for, but in a way I actually think it's cooler that it got added to Splatfest. There have been plenty of valid complaints about Splatfest in Splatoon 3, after all we never got the shifty stations which were so beloved back in Splatoon 2, but I feel like adding new features like this is a great idea and will help the longevity. It also does make me a little bit suspicious that they would consider adding this feature so late on when it seems like we wouldn't really have that many more Splatfests even left at this point. It does kind of make you wonder if they will find a way to continue the Splatfest even beyond the updates actually stopping, which they did kind of experiment with in Splatoon 2. I really hope that's the case, because it'd be such a shame if they introduce this major new feature and then we only get to enjoy it for, say, 4 or 5 more Splatfests coming up. That would be a disappointment. So let's hope that Nintendo has planned ahead and we will get some repeats of the Splatfest so we can keep enjoying this Fizz Bang feature. Either way, definitely make sure you don't miss it during this upcoming musical Splatfest or the Japanese Splatfest if that's your region. It'll be our first time that we can play around with it. Now, as you might know, we've been given the ability to adjust even more gear items in the upcoming update, and I can confirm that the Splatfest T is one of these items which will be able to be adjusted. That's right, you should be able to make the Splatfest T much larger than before, which is really cool. I think this is great and will just add even more variety. After all, we all do look very similar when we're wearing it, so now there's just a tiny bit of extra variance, which I honestly do think makes a pretty big deal. I really like this adjust gear feature. I feel like it just helps everyone stand out a little bit more, and it's cool that we'll now be able to do that with our Splatfest Tees too. Now, Nintendo has confirmed some pretty major changes to the points earned, which is a huge update honestly that'll affect all Splatfest going forward. As they say here, the points earned by each division during the final results have been adjusted, and the second place team in each division will now also earn points. So as you can see here, there are some very significant changes. Just look at the after. Sneak Peek has gone from +7 to +90. And of course we can see here all of the totals that second place will get too. For votes, it's gone from 8 points to 70 points. Splatfest Open from 12 to 120. Splatfest Battle Pro from 12 to 120. And Tricolor from 18 to 180. So those Tricolor matches are going to make a massive difference. Overall, this is a huge change, and whilst a lot of it is just them kind of increasing it by adding a 0 at the end, these first two for the sneak peek and the votes are a huge change that's going to make a pretty big difference. It does seem like votes will mean actually less after this, and the sneak peek will mean quite a decent bit more. I'm really curious how that will affect things going forward. Because yeah, whilst it is jumping from 8 points to 70 points, which does seem like more, they're technically doing that for everything here by adding a 0 at the end, so yeah, this would be the least amount of points you can get for anything. We'll have to see how this affects the upcoming Splatfest results. I'm really curious because this could be a super positive change. They've also confirmed that the matchmaking method for Splatfest Battle Open has been adjusted to improve matchmaking efficiency for groups of 2 players. It's always good to see matchmaking updates in my opinion. As we know, the matchmaking in Splatoon 3 honestly isn't the best and it can be really difficult sometimes. So even small changes like this can go a long way to improving things, and that is definitely something I cannot complain about. I think that is a great adjustment. Let me know what your favorite update is down in the comments section below though, I would love to hear. If you made it to the end, be sure to comment Splat Gang so I know you did. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on channel notifications for more Splatoon content.